We're just normal men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stutter and Craig. No, you don't get the 96-ounce Coke Zeros Blabs.
Yo, my androids, what's up?
And straight from the hood, Phoenix.
It's really enjoyable as an adult male to shit your pants.
And now, broadcasting from our homes around the internet, it's time for Side Scrollers. Welcome out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com, and most importantly, SideScrollersPlus.com. Happy Monday to you. Did you have a good weekend? You did? Oh, that's good. Good to see you. Glad you're with us. Joining me today from the wonderful world of Hogwarts. Stop the music. Please, everyone, put your hands together for VTuber Blabs.
Oh, hi. There you go. I'm in now. Hello, everybody. I seem to have a crick in my neck. Oh, wow. She always looks off to the side. It's funny.
Blabs, I do think you should tell everybody why you're a VTuber today.
No. So anyway, hi, everybody. I want to blend in with Mizuki and our guest. I want to blend in with our guest today and be VTuber. The end.
This is the most nothing burger in the world.
But why do you keep making it a burger? I'll just be like, I want to be a VTuber today. The end.
Well, you've never been a VTuber on our show before.
Yes, I have. I've literally done it many times whenever we had multiple VTubers and I was like, yeah, I'm going to be a VTuber as well. And I swapped it over.
Okay.
You just have a brain of a goldfish and can't remember these things.
Hey, like once or twice. But we've done over 800 shows together. So, you know, this is a very small percentage. But glad you're with me today, VTuber Blabs.
Thank you.
Excellent. Now let's get to some real VTubers today.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Yeah, all right. Welcoming in our friends. Welcome back to the show. The pink-haired wonder using her hands today, I saw. It's Pickle.
I have hands.
Wow.
I got two of them. Watch how fucked up they get. Hold on.
Oh, that's good. I can't wait to see this.
It's not going to work. Blabs Craig is just jealous because anime women are forever.
Yeah, this is also true.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, this is very true. Yeah, look at you. The idea that you can move your hands is kind of
there
bizarre
it goes.
to me. Oh, wow. Yeah. You look like you're about to bust out West Side.
Yeah.
You know,
if I unintentionally throw up gang signs on the show today, I promise. Maybe you can decipher whether it was intentional or not. I'll let you.
I think if you do throw up a gang sign, you should have an option on your model to maybe dress in all blue or all black to determine if you're going to be a Crip or a Blood.
Oh, that's a great idea. I'll have my artists get on that. I wonder how they'll feel about that.
They can't kill you, you know. So there's that. You just said VTubers live forever, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, also another VTuber who will live forever, joining us today, the always wonderful Mizuki. Hello, Mizuki. How are you and your crazy hair and wings and stuff?
Hello, Pickle. Hello, Blabs.
Oh,
hello, everyone.
Hello.
She's so sweet and so wonderful. I love it. Glad you're with us today from the other side of the world. Always a pleasure to have you in, Mizuki.
Thank you, Craig.
She's so nice, so polite. Blabs, why can't you be polite like Mizuki?
Because I have to deal with your ass every day and I lose patience. How about them apples?
How about them apples? That's good. Someone who you also have to deal with on a day-to-day basis.
Mm-hmm.
Very excited today to have this gentleman on the show, celebrating his birthday with us. I'm just curious. I wonder if he wears the red or the blue. Everyone put your hands together for Phoenix. Hello, Phoenix. Oh, I'm sorry, Tim.
Craig.
Oh, it's Tim Geddes. Hey, Tim. Tim Geddes is here.
No, that was surprising.
I have chills, Craig. It's been so long since we've seen each other, you fucker.
Oh, Tim, it has. It's probably been 5 or 6 years since we've seen each other. What have you been up to?
Oh, just fucking dudes left and right.
Whoa. I didn't know that about you. You have a wonderful wife.
No, I'm kidding. It was me the whole time. It was
Oh my
me
God.
the dudes.
Wow.
That makes a lot
Phoenix?
more sense, actually.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's good to see you, Phoenix. How are you?
I wanted to be a VTuber for a second. I wanted to join all the ladies here. That's what I wanted to do.
You
I
look
picked the
sharp
best
today.
lady of them all. Yeah.
Waiting for a DM from Tim Getty's going like,
Good.
What are you
Let
doing
him come to
on
me.
the show?"
Let's go.
You say come to you or come on you?
Both.
Okay, it sounds like just
Yeah.
trying to set you up there, Phoenix.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, so big show today. I have been traveling around the United States and got back about an hour ago. Very glad to be with you guys. So if I look tired, it's because I am, but no excuses because we're here. I took a 3 a.m. flight from Las Vegas to actually I got to get to the airport at 3 a.m. But I'll tell you about my globe-trotting stories here very shortly. But first, if you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Join us. Closing in on our goal by the end of the year, 200,000 subs over here on YouTube. Goal over on Rumble, 100,000 over there. So let's see if we can get that. Join the 145,000 just normal men who have found us over on YouTube. The nearly 50,000 who have found us over at rumble.com/sidescrollers. We also are live over on Kick, over on Twitch. And you can find the show over on Spotify as well, which, hey, that's great. We had a phenomenal event this past week. Probably one of the most fun, chaotic, and I would say it allowed our personalities to shine the most. We had VTuber Chaos this past week with the wonderful Cine, Pickle, Leaflet, and Kirsha right there, which was awesome. And I'll tell you what, ladies, you Pickle, did you have a good time playing some Jackbox?
I want to do it again.
Yeah, we're gonna set that
That
up.
was fun.
I think that's the perfect platform. You just allows y'all to be you, and everyone can laugh and giggle. I think it's
Yeah, it's
wonderful.
nice that the audience could participate too. You know, that was
Yeah.
cool to see. So
They changed the game for sure. That was,
Yeah.
was fun to see. So, yeah, and that was well, it was going to be exclusive over on Side Scrollers Plus, but then it was over on Rumble. But you can watch it right now on Side Scrollers Plus or Rumble right now if you want. It's great. So make sure you guys go check that out.
Do we think that's
Also-
squared away now, by the way? Whatever that thing was, is that fixed?
No, it's
No?
not.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
no, we're kind of Jimmy rigging through everything today to go over to Plus. We're doing it a different way. So I do have some, I would say, some emails out regarding that.
Lovely.
So yes. Communication has been had. Coming up this weekend, exclusively over on SidescrollsPlus.com for all of our members. Very excited for this one. Some would say this is the Phoenix game. It's what his neighborhood calls him, Mr. Driller versus
yeah.
Blabs. Yeah, Mr.
Oh, boy.
Driller. Blabs, you loved this game. Spoiler.
Yeah, I did quite enjoy that one, probably more than the other ones. I think that one and the Kirby one were probably the ones up there for me for
Yeah.
this season.
Well, you can watch her explore Mr. Driller 2, which, what a weird game to choose on, like Blabs versus. I don't know why. Like, it was just kind of one of those, we have like all these super mainline titles, and I think it was just on, I think that's available on Nintendo Switch Online, which is why we chose it. So
Yeah, I think we wanted that's on the Game Boy Advance, correct? I think so, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I think we wanted to do something from that system.
yes. All right. Well, we got all that going up, which is, hey man, it's gonna be a big day today. Very excited to dig into this stuff. The big news, obviously, we're gonna get into the Hasan Piker story and him being subpoenaed, the good, the bad, and everything in between there. Like I said, I'm gonna be sharing my story, traveling across the country over the last week, and ending up at the Enhanced Games. Be talking about that very shortly, which is the Olympics on steroids. A seafood restaurant is making waves across the country, and I have a special story for Blabs today, which I wish I could see her face while I tell the story. But alas, we are here with VTuber Blabs.
What do you
look
mean,
at me like that.
alas? It's an upgrade, bro.
Stop looking at me, Blabs.
I'm
Stop
sorry,
it.
I have a crick in my neck.
Stop looking
Hang
at
on.
me.
There
Stop.
we go. That's better.
Let's put you over here with the girls.
Hi, Pickle.
oh, what?
She
Oh,
needs
yeah.
to look at the boobs. That's always her thing.
I think we'll just have her looking off to the side like she's
That's fine.
like, just autistic, looking,
I'm looking out the window, okay?
just staring out there. What are you looking at, Blabs?
I don't know, man.
I can't see anything.
A little bit of drool coming down your lip. That's great. Yeah, you too, Phoenix. Are we all gonna? Let's all just kind of look at random places. That's good. All right. We have a showdown today, which Blabs has selected. Blabs, do you remember what your showdown is? Is it a good one?
Yeah. So do I say it now?
No, because Phoenix is about to. Yeah. Phoenix, ready to give everybody the showdown?
Boy, howdy, here we go.
All right. Today's showdown selected by Blabs. Very excited for this one. Oh, wow. This is a good one. It's Pickle versus Mizuki.
In a sandwich making competition.
Superior sandwich maker. Who is the better
Sandwich.
one? Sandwich.
I was expecting for this, really.
Wow. Well, this is, I have so many questions here. First and foremost, Blabs, who do you have in the clubhouse here as the leader?
Who do I think is going to win?
Yeah.
The only reason I'm going to say Pickle is because she's got pickle in her name. She'll probably put pickles in a sandwich, and I like pickles.
It depends on the sandwich. Okay.
Yeah, like a turkey sandwich or something. Like, I'm down.
Pickle,
Well,
can you tell us what is your favorite sandwich to make?
oh man, I've been making these like fried chicken cutlet sandwiches lately, like panko breadcrumb, and I do put spicy pickles on that thing with some cheese and some lettuce and tomato.
Okay. All right.
I
Sounds
do
pretty
fuck
good.
with sandwiches. I don't know what
All
else to make anymore
heard her.
as
You
a single
heard her.
adult.
You got the sandwich. It sounds good. Mizuki, are you a sandwich wonder?
I eat with a lot of frequency, probably most than all of you. But the main one that I eat the most is usually with cheese, or a cheese with some ketchup. But I also
Like a
eat
grilled
sometimes
cheese?
with meat. Yeah,
Yes. So that's what we're seeing here. We have very
even
different.
cold one.
Like we have cultural sandwich differences here, which is I'm
Yeah.
very excited for because Mizuki is clearly not from this world of America, right? Clearly another side of the world, which is great. So we have cultural sandwich differences. Phoenix, do you have a favorite sandwich?
I sure do. It's one that I made and invented myself. It's called the Klondagel. I
here
told
we
you
go.
about that. Yeah. Best sandwich. And by the way, the internet community has tried it, and they have said it is the greatest thing of all time. Craig, I tell you what you do is you take a bagel, preferably plain bagel. You toast it a little bit, just get a little crispy. Then you take a Klondike bar, and you put that fucker right on that bagel, and you smush it down. That is correct. Now, if you feel like you want to put a little peanut butter on there or whatever, you can, a little whipped cream, whatever you want to do. But I'm telling you, it's the greatest sandwich of all time, TM Phoenix. Like that, I made that sandwich, Klondagel. Enjoy. Trust me. Community, Side Scrolls community, try it and tell me if it's not the greatest thing. Tell me if it's not better than sex. Just tell me that right now. So I've heard.
Okay, so there may be a little bit of confusion here for those that are in the international audience, and also Mizuki. Mizuki, are you familiar with first and foremost a bagel?
No.
All right, that's where I kind of thought we'd start. Okay, a bagel. Well, Blabs knows a lot about bagels.
I like
Right?
bagels.
Yeah.
She sure does. Okay, so what you're imagining here, a bagel is a round sphere of bread, and this is what it looks like. Yes, it's a wonderful little bit of bread. It's great. This is a pretty common thing in the Northeast. I'd say it's a pretty popular thing in Northeast America, New York, very popular. But most everybody.
we
in America
have it
eats a bagel.
here. We have it here, but I didn't know the name of it. I don't know the name in English.
Yeah, it's okay.
Well, now you know it's a bagel. Yeah. Now,
Or some call it bagel.
Oh my god, I hate when people do that. It's the most retarded thing
Almost
ever.
looks like a
Do
donut
people
or
do that?
something.
People
bagel?
do that. They call it bagel in like Ontario, Canada.
Oh, that's punishable
yeah.
by death. I would, yeah.
Bagel. I'm like, what are you saying, dude?
But
It's
yeah,
called
it's
bagel.
definitely
Bagel.
not common here.
The worst bagel I ever had was in San Francisco. That was a nightmare.
Yeah, those are rough.
That was rough. I was like, what is this?
So, Mizuki, what Phoenix is suggesting is you take this bagel here, okay? you take this bagel, you
Throw this
open
man
it
off
up,
the roof.
you give it a little toast because that's what you throw it in like a toaster, warm it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Then he's saying you put this ice cream sandwich in the middle of it. This is
correct.
a Klondike ice cream sandwich. So that is the best sandwich. So I guess really bringing it all the way back to our showdown today, which one of you can make the Klondagel?
Klondagel.
Klondagel.
Yeah, or
better for
Klondagel
Phoenix?
if you want to be punishable by death. Yes, a
Thank you.
Klondagel.
Yes. So
again, you can put a little light peanut butter or like Nutella on there, whatever you'd like. You can make it your own. You still owe me the money, but you can make it your own.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know about that one. Phoenix.
No, you just
Won't
trust
be
me.
real.
Just trust me.
I mean, I know I would like it, but
I love that.
It
Immediately.
seems good, but I prefer salty sandwiches.
You can put salt on there.
what?
No, it
Make it your
definitely
own.
will not end up well.
Okay, I still get the money. That's all that matters. I still get the money. So
I love that Pickle over here is calling into question your favorite sandwich immediately.
it is incorrect. It's an incorrect statement. I don't accept it.
Well, let us know who you think.
End
is
of
the
that
best.
debate.
That's right. Well, I do not accept that. That's right.
I don't accept.
Well, you can accept the winner of today's showdown with your super chats, recommendations, and Rumble rants, and use of Rumble Wallet as well by letting us know who you think is the superior sandwich maker. Is it Pickle or Mizuki today?
It's because we're
find out.
women.
Right, Blabs? Is that right?
Yeah.
Because we're women.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that why you?
I love
weren't
sandwiches.
Were you gonna say, maybe which one can clean the kitchen better or something?
Well,
like
that's
that?
a good one for next time.
I'm really good at that.
Here's
My
the
favorite
thing.
thing to
Here's
do.
the thing. I like cleaning too, so this will be really fun.
I love that. I was like, whoever can clean the kitchen, and Pickle's like, yeah, and Blab's like, oh yeah,
Let's fucking go.
And
That would drive
Mizuki's
me
just
nuts
like,
when people are just not inadequate, like they're inadequate and they can't clean utensils properly. Like there's food still on the fork. Like what are you, a Neanderthal? But you're pathetic. You
Mizuki
can't even clean a
just kinda-
fork. It sucks.
like just kind of moaned a little bit. She's like, yeah, like just at the thought of cleaning, yeah, baby. All right. Well, maybe we can do that cleaning next time Mizuki is on the show. We can do a Pickle versus Mizuki cleaning showdown, which, man, now we're talking.
Yeah, but Blabs is going to be the Xenosaga on that one and sweep. That's what's going to happen. Oh, and that was a cleaning joke, too. Wow.
I need a broom so I can fly too.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. You took it too far there, Labs. Not taking it too far is the $50 from Xander. Says Pickle is the superior pink woman. All right.
Fucking jump scares me every time.
Thank you so much, Xander. That's incredibly generous. $50 freaking dollars right off the bat. That's outstanding. Harry came in with 10. Says, Pickle, get in the kitchen and make me a sandwich, woman. Okay, sounds good. Well, I mean, I can't speak for Pickle, but sounds like she would enjoy that. Yeti says, pizza question for Mizuki. Would you rather have a Detroit style with pineapple or a Chicago style with extra anchovies?
Chicago, definitely. Pineapple shouldn't definitely be mixed with pizza or sandwiches or anything like that.
Oh, so you are against the pineapple on the pizza?
One of us.
Yes, I am.
Well, that's
I
I'm sorry.
advocate for no pineapple on pizza.
Yeah, but could you
I'm
do the
descendant
anchovies,
of
though?
Italians.
Well, let me just say this. I know that you're wrong because on this show we decided that actually the pineapple does belong on the pizza. And
That's
I'm sorry
correct.
to break the news to you, Mizuki. That was that was a showdown we did one day.
No,
And
that hurts.
No.
That hurts.
I don't blame me. All right, blame the normal men who came in and made that decision final. It was very shocking. The Quiet Man came in too. So when are you having Metatron on? He's a fun lad. Would love to have Metatron on.
Oh, he is definitely.
We have a few people who actually could potentially be coming on the show, which I'll get to that in just a second. Trauma Tuna says, El Blabo, make her VTuber debut again and again and again.
He just had that baby, by the way.
Exactly. Like Craig always forgets that sometimes I show up on the show with a VTuber outfit. So it's
Well,
just
I
gonna debut again. Surprise!
No, I remember that you've been on the show with as a VTuber. I just didn't know why on Monday you were a
Because
VTuber.
I wanted to blend in with the ladies.
Okay. Kryptonian Jedi giving a $20 says, "Hi Mizuki, hi Pickle." Oh, look at Pickle.
Hello,
Cody.
Kryptonian Jedi.
Look at you waving there, Pickle. That's great. Modest Rat came in and says, "To my buddy Jeff Rice, he sounded like Buffalo Bill, and we used to have him say, "Hey, put the lotion on the skin," when we were driving. Poor guy died in Afghanistan. Sad bada bing. Give my 10 to Pickle.
I can't. Oh. Wait.
Oh,
Keep reading.
why are you
reading.
flipping
Why are you
off Jeff
flipping
Rice?
him off?
Don't flip off Jeff
I
Rice.
was
He
so
died in
happy at that,
Afghanistan.
actually.
Oh, fuck.
Phoenix, what's wrong with you, buddy? Oh no,
I'm
Phoenix,
glitching
are
the
you?
fuck out.
Oh, sorry, my fault. Oh, well, rest in peace, Jeff Rice. Sorry, Modest Rat, that Pickle was so insensitive towards your friend
I was trying
dying.
to flip off Craig. I wasn't. You know, it's fine.
Just
You can make me. It's fine.
Moment of silence for Jeff Rice, please. Pickle, you want to join
Ironically,
in?
I'm hearing a bunch of gunshots out my window, so that's kind of funny.
Okay, all right.
Hello.
Lord.
It's another day.
Gold Soul Ninja says, "The world can finally heal." Now, after this,
looks
thank
like
you,
my culture
October
then.
7th. Yes. We're going to get to that in a little bit, Gold Soul Ninja. Commodore Fan says, "Happy Memorial Day, y'all." For Craig, any thoughts on the AEW Double or Nothing pay-per-view last night? I think it was one of the best of the year so far. I've only seen some highlights on X about it. I didn't get a chance to watch any of that. I'll tell you what we were doing here what I was doing in just a second. Daniel says, need to smuggle in a few more Foxus into the stream for Max Yapping. Munya, thank you, Daniel. He also says, Klondagel on a blueberry bagel rolled in crumble cookie and granola that deep fried for crispy ice creamy treat. That's 5 for Mizuki. Okay.
Sounds
So,
lovely.
it's the next level right there.
Yeah.
And D, Draconic came in with 5, says Mizuki got this in the bag. Hi, Pickle. Happy birthday, Phoenix. There's 5 for Mizuki right there.
Thank you.
And Hippie Tree Hugger
Thank
came in with 10,
everyone.
says, today you need to remember the cost of everything. Everything is more. Never forget those who went into the darkness and never returned because it is the reason why we're free. These are for Pickle, 10 for Pickle. Yes, it is Memorial Day here in the United States, something that I think a lot of people forget, oddly enough. So, yes, as was pointed out about good old Mr. Rice, who passed on in Afghanistan, yes, it's important to remember those who allowed us to
Absolutely.
let everybody know that Pickle can just flick you off at the, across
Jesus
the hat.
Christ. Very rude.
Great. Good Lord. Unbelievable, Pickle.
Yeah.
Tenarian says, I had a missed $20 donation on Friday where I asked for Tectone and Jake to do Arnie voices for a change. Suppose that's God's way of telling me that's not to be. Let's stick to the program. Have the two ladies do it instead. Tenarian, I do not see that, by the way. I do not see it on the back end of Streamlabs, but if you say it happened, I trust you, and I'm sorry that I didn't see it, but it did not go through. With that said, ladies, Arnold Schwarzenegger. This is a reoccurring theme with Tenarian, asking our lady friends here on the show to do impressions of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Mizuki, are you familiar with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, the one that does the Terminator movie.
Yeah. Can you do an impersonation of him?
I'm already predicting this is going to be the most adorable Arnold
I
Schwarzenegger
cannot remember.
impression ever.
I cannot remember one of his speeches or anything now.
You have to get to the chopper.
Can you say, "Get to the chopper"?
Get to the chopper.
Very nice.
You're right, Phoenix. You're
Get
right.
to
it
the
was, wasn't
chopper.
it? Yes. What about
Okay.
you, Pickle?
It's like a 5-year-old saying it. I
Yeah,
love it.
it's like I kind of want to go to the chopper now.
Yeah, I really want to go. Come on, guys.
Pickle?
Can I? I get embarrassed when I try to do voices. That's fine. I guess that's kind of the point, right?
Yeah, it's kind of literally the point. Yeah.
It's literally the point.
How do you do an Arnold Schwarzenegger? It's like ah.
Oh,
That's pretty good.
yeah, there you
Nailed
go.
it.
Get
That's
to
all
the
you
chopper.
Yes.
Not bad.
Pretty good.
Although-
I mean, you know,
Although I do think Mizuki's pleasant "Get to the chopper" was probably the
that was better. Yeah, that was a good one. like
I'm
that
with
one.
Phoenix. You go, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, that's good. I will get to the chopper. Thank you, Mizuki. That's wonderful. All right. Lots to get to today. Glad you're with us. Real quick, let's get a quick update, Phoenix. Early returns with all this.
It is $80 for Pickle and $10 for Mizuki.
All
Can
right.
I give my $80 to Mizuki?
Who is the better sandwich maker? That's what we need to know. We'll find out. All right. Let's get into it, friends. It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for Hard News. Hard News. So this past weekend, I made my way out to Las Vegas, and I wanted to share with you guys something. I had a unique opportunity to witness something that was very controversial over the weekend. If you were to search this online, you would find people both praising and vehemently hating what I saw. I was there, and by the way, I was not paid to be there. If we made any money from it, I would let you know, right? But I was out there. I was invited to go see the Enhanced Games. Now, a lot of you probably have no idea what that is, and that's fine. The Enhanced Games are more or less the Olympics on steroids, like literal steroids. So this is a thing that took place in Vegas yesterday. And first and foremost, when I say the Olympics on steroids, Pickle, what are your thoughts when you hear that? Is that something that you're interested in, or is that
steroids?
Yeah.
I mean, my first thought is like fucking what's the ninja like the ninja show?
Like a great American Ninja.
Yeah,
thing?
like
Okay.
yeah, like something like that.
It was
but
on
like,
G4 TV forever.
Yeah, but like that level of intensity with everything.
It was pretty intense. It was intense. Mizuki, are you a fan of the Olympics?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Are you a fan of
I'm
steroids?
sorry for being boring, Craig.
You're never boring. I could just listen to you say "get to the chopper" over and over again, and I'd be happy. Mizuki, are you a fan of steroids?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. Well,
unless the person needs a reposition, like I don't know of some hormone that the person doesn't have, like yeah. Then
Okay.
if that is not the case, then no.
Well, this was very interesting because I was invited out to go watch this thing yesterday, and this was an event that they did swimming, they did track and field, and they did weightlifting, and this was probably the best produced event I've ever been to, as far as the venue, the lighting, the camera work, the money that was put into it. It was stupid, the amount of money that was put into this thing. And the premise is very simple. We're going to take these world-class athletes. We're going to put them on protocol, which that's kind of the phrase that they have. Whether it's not just like, it's not like in the 90s when you think of baseball players like shooting up on steroids and hitting dingers, right? It's all pretty scientific. And so what they did is they brought everybody together like 3 months ago, and they made custom protocols for them. And, the idea to design and hopefully beat their personal best and possibly break a world record in these events, and take away the stigma of what these would be considered doping in these sports, right? Because you can't use steroids or anything like that in the Olympics, although the vast majority of people do. And I think that's the one thing that we learned last night was there was only one world record broken last night, but there was probably 25% of the people who competed in it broke like their personal records, which was very, very neat. But this was like a firestorm of controversy online. Like there's so many people who are like, oh, F that, F that, F that. The logic behind it was really interesting. It was one of those things that when you're there and you're witnessing it, like I totally get what they're going for, because these are not athletes that, like, I would say 50% of them, maybe maybe even like up to 75%, have competed in the Olympics. Some as recently as the most recent one in 2024. But they are all, at one point, they've either been pushed out of their sport from not being able to make enough money, or they're on the downside of their career. One case, there was a lady who hadn't swam competitively in like 4 years. She hadn't even like been in a pool, and she started training, and she set a personal best. She's been, like, she hasn't been competitive in forever, but she broke her personal best by like 2 seconds in a swim meet, which is like ridiculous. So it was really interesting to watch, and like I said, it was a firestorm of controversy online, and people were like, F this, whatever. And I get it, because we've been conditioned to think about how bad steroids are. And I think, me too, this idea of, shooting yourself up with needles and stuff like that. But apparently that's all changed over the years. And, if anybody who has been out and about and listened to any radio programs, or, you hear about HGH all the time for men, testosterone boosters and things like that. I mean, Phoenix, I'm sure you've heard plenty of that, right? You hear about testosterone boosters and
peptides, like all that stuff. I don't even.
Right.
I'm a little ignorant to that versus like actual steroids, but I think it's all in the same group.
I don't know a damn thing about peptides. I have no idea.
I think
what
that
means.
that's one of the things that they're encouraged to use in these games. I think.
Yes, and that's why there's like, it's all overseen by doctors. They're not like, here's a bunch of drugs, use them as you want, right? It's like they make a custom protocol, or I guess you could say like a cocktail for these folks, right? But it was interesting to see, because the reception of it was like, all these has-beens who've gone in there, get all these people, and so what if they set records? But the point is, like, these people are way past their prime athletically, and they are setting records, and that's pretty freaking amazing. That they're doing that. And if you think about the idea that these folks, if you do not make any money if you win a gold medal, you make like $10,000, right? And you've trained your entire life to get there, and you get a gold medal. Congratulations, right? And like I said, when I was speaking to some of these athletes, almost all of them were like, I can't make money doing this. I can't make money swimming. I can't make money running in track or even weightlifting. So they were offering $250,000 for winning the race. And if you set a world record in some events, you got an extra $250,000 there.
Wow.
And other events, they offered $1 million for a world record. So it was crazy to see. And I think a lot of people were looking at this and saying, like, there should be all these world records broken. And I think, well, this is like the top percentage of athletes in these individual sports. There are also athletes that, like I said, weren't necessarily at their peak, right? They were on the downside of their career or whatever. And it was, with the exception of one, there was one weightlifter who was currently the world's strongest man. And, they're used to like lifting boulders and stuff. And he was lifting a bar, which, they were trying to set the world record for like deadlift. And that guy Thor, who played in Game of Thrones, The Mountain. Blabs, you know that guy?
No.
Oh, okay.
I know him really well.
Yeah. Do you know Thor, the Iceland guy?
Yeah. That guy is huge.
I'll tell
He's
you what,
a mountain.
man.
Yeah.
I shook his hand. Like, I'm 6'4".
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
6'4". My hand has never been engulfed by another man's hand before. And each one of his fingers felt like a brick. I felt like I was like legitimately shaking hands with a golem, or just like this giant brick monster. It was crazy. But yeah, it was a really neat experience. And I think that's the thing, is when you look at where this is going to be in a few years, I think that you will see athletes that are probably in their early 20s that say, why am I trying to win an Olympic medal when I can make a great career racing in this like enhanced games and make $250,000 for the same amount of work, as opposed to $10,000 and a stupid medal, right? Because people will follow the money when it comes to this. And, so it was interesting, to say the least. And like I said, it was very polarizing. and enjoyed it. You know, they talked about this is the this guy Christian. He's one of the founders of it, and he was talking about like what a great event it was. And there was a big world record that was set at the very end. It was kind of like a fairy tale ending. They did a very good job of telling the story. It was produced exceptionally well. And as this doctor says, instead of athletes in their late 20s and 30s already past their prime, imagine the best and fastest athletes in the world in their teens and early 20s. To show what they can do if they are quote unquote enhanced. World records will be shattered. I 100% agree with this. And then the next question is, what is considered a world record? Will there be a natural world record, or will there be an enhanced world record, or is it just, the world record? Will there be an asterisk next to it? And which one will have the asterisk? The natural or the enhanced version? I don't know. I don't know the
I
answer
have
to
an
that.
opinion about this.
Yes, Mizuki.
For example, if this keep going for some years, and people keep doing these enhanced competitions for a long time, I think what will happen is that these people will have kids, they will have families, and I think the natural capacity of their own kids, within time, enough time and generations, I don't even think it's too much generations. Maybe 1 or 2 is already enough for you to see that this will actually impact the natural results too. Even if you compare let's suppose this guy and this woman, they are on these enhanced competitions for 20 years already. They had and they decided to have kids or something. And these kids, even though they grow and stay natural, probably they will have a something of kind of enhanced natural ability. Maybe because it's the first generation, that will be something very insignificant, maybe 5%, 3% more, something like that. But imagine 2-3 generations of people on steroids for competition, having kids. Even the natural competition will be influenced, just because these will start passing by genes to the next ones. This is what I believe. So I think it's pointless to actually separate them.
Yeah, that's actually real interesting. It's an interesting thought for sure. The idea, it's kind of like putting hormones in a chicken, right? You have a hormone chicken pumped up with all sorts of steroids and stuff, which is, that's how they make chicken in America, right? They pump it through these hormones, and then we end up eating it, and then we end up getting those hormones as well, or whatever. Yeah, I mean, I totally understand that sentiment. I think that's an interesting theory for sure. I'm curious, chat. Is this something that you guys are interested in? Because I'm really fascinated by this idea, and the reason why I was interested in going to this is, we call our audience everyone who watches just normal men, right? We have normal men who watch our show on a day-to-day basis. At some point, y'all are athletes. You went out and then you got married. You had a couple kids. You mortgage dog, right? Look, we're all there, right? We all work our jobs, but I think there's something interesting about the idea of the one thing that I consistently heard over and over again was, by the way, this was from people who weren't in the event, was how much better scientifically this has gotten, and ultimately how much better people who have begun some sort of protocol that are my age or older feel. I was talking to one guy who played professional baseball, and he's now in his 50s, and he was like, I feel like I'm 25. I feel effing great from this. And, it's not like a silver bullet that just immediately cures you or anything, but I do think there's an interesting idea here of seeing if there is an opportunity to scale this to the normal man, right? And enhance your life. So I'm intrigued by that idea because, look, I think we all put on weight and we all want to work it off. It gets harder and harder over the years. And, the idea of going from normal to somewhat enhanced, or at least kind of not reliving the glory days, but just being able to pick up your kids or run around with your kids or in time grandkids or whatever, and keep that longevity going. I think that's a big win.
I kind of agree with you on that. like wholeheartedly. I mean, especially if this competition is meant for everybody to be, like if they're all taking performance enhancements drugs, like that's perfectly fine. I'm not bothered by that at all. I'm personally not. I mean, obviously, if you're not harming yourself, like obviously, if you become like a super active steroid user, like you're going to be harming yourself in the end. But if it's regulated with doctors, and it kind of reminds me the same thing, like GLP-1, like weight loss drugs, they're not even have to be used for burning that visceral fat in your body. They even have shown to like repair livers and stuff, and like have other health benefits from. And I'm like, not trying to advocate like everybody go take weight loss drugs, but like I have one of my friends has been taking it for a while, and he lost 120 pounds and he feels great.
Yeah,
it's insane.
The GLP stuff is interesting because I don't necessarily trust that stuff, but at the same time,
it's hard to trust it, right? Like
right,
it's hard. It's hard to trust it.
And the whole HGH thing, right? That's the thing that the testosterone for men. The reason why I've never started any of that is because I don't want to have to take it the rest of my life. Right. And that's the one thing is once you start that stuff, you gotta be on it, right? Because you got to continuously boost your testosterone. But apparently that's not necessarily the case. But I don't know. It's an interesting idea. And my angle on this is, look, I'm long past the idea of being an athlete, at least, a competitive athlete. Yeah, I'll play in the summer basketball game or this, whatever, with a bunch of guys my age. But I do love the idea of being able to keep up with my kids and work out with them and train with them. So that's intriguing to me is there's the hyper athlete side of this, but there's also just the day-to-day life aspect of this. Phoenix, you were going to say something?
I was going to ask you, would you do it? Like, let's say, I'm just thinking of a scenario. They wanted to put together a streamer or celeb basketball tournament, and they wanted to enhance. Would you give that a shot?
If it was done with proper supervision,
the same way this was done.
Yeah, I'd strongly consider it. I would strongly consider it because I think, I'm 44. Going to be 45 here in a few months or in a couple months or whatever. And, like at a certain point, you got to, like, I think for me, I do feel drained on a day-to-day basis, right? don't have as much energy as I used to have. Right. So I think from all aspects of that, I would totally explore that idea. I would just want to make sure it's done properly. Now, what that means, I don't know. I'd want to be way more educated on it than I am currently right now. But these guys, they all seem like, every one of them, these people, they took care of their bodies their entire lives, right? And so that's not going to change now. This process for them it's a very personal thing, right? You're putting this into your body. You only get one body, so they're not going to do anything to mess it up. And some of the guys, one of the guys taking it was, I think it was 26 years old, right? But he was in swimming. He was past his prime already. So he was at 26 years old. He's like, I'm trying to extend the longevity of my career here. And he's okay if there's any adverse effects. That's what they say. Oh, you may not be able to have kids or whatever if you have an absorbent amount of testosterone or whatever it is. Like I said, I'm speaking very broadly here, but he was willing to take those risks. And, I'm not ready to, I'm done having kids. Right. But I think it's something that it would be interesting to do, if nothing else, to show the effects of it for the audience, because if it could benefit me, then it could benefit, the tens of thousands of people who watch our show, which, who knows, right? And I think that's interesting.
A competition like that for like just research grounds, also grounds for research on that stuff is pretty interesting as well, I would say.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, and by the way, that's how they really kind of sold this whole idea of like, this is all data. This is all research for not now, but for 5, 10, 15 years from now. And that's kind of how they presented it. There's one gripe I had with the presentation of the enhanced games. Like I said, for overall, I thought it was produced visually very, very well. But the one thing I think it was definitely missing was in the event of like these track events here, where you have these ladies and guys or people in the pool or whatever, what they're missing is an additional lane for just a regular Joe Schmo running next to them to show just how fast these people are. Because they are so stinking fast. And like for me to run that.
Wow. Yeah.
Like I think that's actually like really important because you don't understand how fast they're running. I was looking at, they had a bunch of influencers there, and this guy challenged this guy to a race, and this guy went down. The influencer went down in the blocks, and he's ready to go, and he's hyped up, and he thinks he's got him. This guy's pumping and running as fast as he can, and this guy who's in this race just like, hey, idiot, like it's a slow jog. It was so disheartening to see, and you just truly don't understand how good athletes these guys really are. So yeah, and I'll tell you this.
Well,
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think like it's my libertarian thing. Like you do what you think is best for life as long as you don't hurt the others, But I think even if you do that very with a doctor or something looking at you and everything, even so, it will take the toll within time. Like it may take longer if you do everything correctly, but sooner or later, you reap the consequence for that. But there is some interesting aspects of it. For example, a lot of people wouldn't actually be doing any exercises, and maybe the only reason that they started doing actually something was for the motivation that they got with these steroids. So if you think that if they wouldn't be putting effort in doing exercise, but now they are doing because they are using steroids, like I think their lives could have been worse without taking it, like, becoming fat and a lot of health problems, than actually starting taking it and change their lives. So even though they will still may have or may not some problems in the future regarding related to that. I still think there are more pros in that aspect, in the only aspect than the cons.
I think the biggest thing with all this is it just comes down to accountability, right? And any sort of enhancements that you would do, they're not going to work unless you do the work, right? That's really what it comes down to. Is you still need to get in the gym, you still need to do better eating and all those things. I did see this, which is really fascinating. They ran this. There's some articles yesterday that have come out about the 100-yard dash, and people are like, "Oh, it wasn't broken. The 100-yard dash wasn't the record for it wasn't broken." And people are like, "Oh, this is it's kind of getting poo-pooed, right? The whole event was getting poo-pooed on." You see people really kind of laughing at it, but this was really interesting. This is. Though, if there's one thing I think that people learned from last night's event was that the doping and the enhancements in sports, they're already there. This is the list of the fastest times for the 100-meter dash in history. The white are the results that stand. You see Usain Bolt right there?
Yeah,
from
he's
2009. He is a legend. But all these other times were all times that were in the top 50 right here, and they all got disqualified for doping. There's only one name on this list that is in white, and that's Usain Bolt right there.
It's very common.
Other time,
Yeah.
every other time somebody has got anywhere close to that, they've been disqualified because they were already doping. They're already quote unquote enhancing, right? So it's already there. It's just a matter of if you embrace it or not. So, but I'll tell you this, if there's one thing that came out of last night's event, going there, is that at least I ran in to Ian Crossland. Look at how happy Phoenix is. Ian from Timcast. And I met Tim as well there, Phoenix. I wanted to let you know, I know you're a big fan of Tim. So I had an opportunity to talk to Ian, and I told him what a great guy you are.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Ian's a very interesting guy. He is into he can. I'm sure he chewed your ear off of like all sorts of things, graphene, the fourth dimension, all sorts of stuff. He can get a little. He basically is like the weed guy all the time. I'm not saying he's doing it, but like it's like the stoner guy who knows the universe. Was that some of your conversations?
Well, I would say. Or
is it like all shtick? Maybe he's just like a corporate guy.
we spent he seemed like he was really into this enhancement games. Just in my interactions with him, we had some really good conversations about it. You know, the one thing about Ian Crossland is that when you are talking to him, he is zoned in on you.
Yes.
And he is like, his eye contact, it is boom, right there.
Lay it on me, man. Lay it on me, man. Yeah.
It's very much like, as you're talking to him, he's eyes and you're staring at him and you kind of want to like lean back because he's like staring through you, you know?
Yeah.
But very cool guy. And he would like to come on the show. So we will maybe potentially do that. And I guess the producer from Timcast is going to reach out and possibly get me booked to go on Timcast. So that should be yeah. They want to talk video games. So it would be fun.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. So there's a little bit of enhanced games talk. So yeah, just wanted to share that with you. My fun little trip to Vegas and my red-eye flight back. So by the way, side note. The red-eye flight, the 5 a.m. overnight flight back to Dallas from Vegas sucks because everybody's asleep and everybody's snoring, especially the guy next to me who was sawing logs. How do you handle that? Do you jab the guy that you don't know next to you to tell him that he's snoring, or you
Correct.
just like, do you have to grin and bear it?
No, you do the just nudge and then go back to like just pretend you're sleeping. They don't know what the hell happened. They just woke up. Yeah.
I don't know what's worse, but like the snoring next to you. But when like 9 times out of 10 when I'm on a plane, for some reason I get stuck with the worst fucking people sitting behind me. Like there was this one kid that like one time like wouldn't stop banging on the back of my seat or something. Like this, I feel like that's way worse. And like I didn't want to turn around and be like, "Hey, lady, control your fucking kid." Like I didn't want to turn around. I mean, I guess maybe, but like. In you know how I don't know if it's very common for seats to recline anymore on planes, but like this guy was like reclining his seat like way far back into my like my personal space. I'm like,
that annoys me.
That's the worst.
I have a story. When I was flying to Australia, I had to take like 2 different flights to get there. And the first flight was like going to like freaking Qatar. And this person on the plane was farting curry.
Oh.
It's not very pleasant. And then there was a bunch of people snoring and there was crying babies. And on the plane back, there was this autistic kid. Like I saw him before we got onto the plane because you could tell he was a right mess. He was screaming, kicking, everything, and you could tell he was clearly autistic. Which I'm sorry for the parents, right? But at the same time, like you're bringing this kid on a plane, you maybe sedate him or do something to keep him occupied, whatever it is.
Sedate your kid?
It's a 12-hour flight, my guy.
Sedate him.
Put him on.
Yeah, give him some Robitussin.
Like what are you doing?
Chloroform.
It's a 12-hour flight. I'm sure you can give him some allergy pills that knocks him out, whatever, But like he was screaming bloody murder on the plane, like randomly. Like that's not okay, dude. He was like screaming his head off. It's like people were asleep. This is a 12-hour flight. You're not the only one who paid a fuck ton of money to get on it, right? So that's
you're speaking like somebody who's never had a child on a plane before. Like I'm telling you, like
how old was he?
I don't have a problem with
he was probably like 10.
I don't have a problem with them snoring.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem with them snoring, but I find real annoying when the head falls like this.
When
this
it like
your
touches
shoulder,
you.
know?
Yeah.
That's really annoying. That's when I kind of I don't know the words now. I kind of push them back, with something.
Stab them in the thigh with a knife.
Yes.
Yeah. Just kill them.
Just right up. No, you don't kill them. What you do is you get them in the other thigh, so it looks like the person on the other side of them did it.
Bingo.
Oh,
Right,
okay.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
And then
not
it's-
I
thinking.
can't wait to wake up on a plane with you and there's a knife and I'm like, Craig.
I'm gonna go, Blabs did it.
Wah, wah.
No, we did sit. Who do we sit next to? The FBI director. On that
Yeah,
one
Cash
flight?
Patel. Yeah.
Yeah, I sat next to this guy. I'm like, what the hell? It's you. But it wasn't really him. He was studying like some anatomy stuff.
Wait. You just sat next to an Indian guy and you immediately thought it was Cash Patel?
He looked just
He
like him.
actually did look like Cash
Oh my
Patel. I was like, is that?
We had a double take. We're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm very confident, though.
6
I did
hours.
sit next to that
The
Disney
tranny. Yeah.
trans person on one of the flights. You know, that
6 hours in
the
a bus
van guy,
with a,
woman.
a person in front of you reclined with all the
That sounds awful.
onto the last level of the seat.
no, it
behind
is
you,
proper
and you're
etiquette
kind
not
of-
to lean back.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm with
I'm
you.
actually going to have to deal with this here on Wednesday because we haven't announced this yet, but I'm going to be gone for about 10 days. It's going to be Blabs, Phoenix, and crazy show. It should be fun. I'm going to be making my way to Italy here, which as the wonderful, I'm very much looking forward to going to Italy and being the true Italian on the show as the only person who's actually ever been to Italy on this show. Very excited.
I've
for
been
that.
there, and so is Phoenix. This is awkward for you.
You know, it'll be most awkward is that I'll be the resident Italian expert as the person who's been there most recently. Very much looking forward to that.
That is a good point. I've been there about 20, 25 times, but it definitely sounds like you definitely, I mean, you're the most Italian and authentic Italian that we know on
I
this
agree.
channel.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I will
I
have
will
had real
definitely try
gelato.
to get my Italian documentation future.
Yeah, well, maybe
Well,
we
that's
should all go
because a
together
lot of
sometime.
Italians go to Brazil, right? So, like, this is what I learned a couple weeks ago that people from like Sicily will come to America, but then the more northern, so like Tuscany, they'll actually move to Brazil.
Yeah, my family is Sicilian.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm not, and so like my mom could never understand any Sicilians in America. It was hilarious. They would be like trying to talk to each other in Italian, and I swear I can't understand a word they say. I'm like, dude, what
You
are you
can't-
saying?
You can't
My
call
family
my
is like
family
that.
Italian. They go, no, we're Sicilian. I'm like, all right, buddy.
I have like Italian, Portuguese, indigenous, and
Yeah.
black people in my family.
Well, I'll tell you what. I think as soon as I get off the plane in Rome, I'm just going to immediately just start doing this. And
Yep,
I,
that'll-
Great
I love
idea,
that.
buddy.
I'm expecting somebody to go shh because I'm just walking around with my hands. Stop talking so loud, Craig. All right. Well, that'll be on Wednesday, and you'll have a wonderful. Blabs will be hosting the show. Maybe Phoenix. I don't know. Whoever they, it's their show for 10 days. It'll be great. I'm looking forward to this and the chaos that will ensue. Just I encourage them to have fun with it and make it way better than whenever I'm.
Where
not
are you
here.
going into Italy, if you don't mind? I'm just kind of curious.
I'm going to Rome, and then we're getting on a boat. We're doing a Mediterranean cruise.
Okay.
He's gonna die in Turkey.
I'm going to die in Turkey. All right.
Eating
prophetic
turkey.
words. No, I will not be
That's
eating
How
so
turkey.
ironic.
Nice,
Yes. Yeah, very prophetic words. If I do end up dying in Turkey of all things, look at
Eating
today's
turkey.
show. I'm going to go out of my way to not eat turkey in Turkey.
All right. Oh, that'd be kind of funny. You should just do it for the lulz and post it on Twitter and be like, "Look, guys, I'm eating turkey in
Reminds me
Turkey."
the flight.
It can be like part of that
Reminds
song
me
from
that
It's a
the
Mad Mad
protection-
World.
Mizuki, I'm sorry.
Reminds me that deportation flights that served like sausage to people going back to Muslim countries.
Yeah, I am intrigued to see what is served on the flight, and I wonder if they just on the flight to Rome, if they just serve all sorts of pasta and pizza on the way there to get you prepped for. the
Well,
wonderful
who are you
experience.
flying with?
I don't want to talk about that, Blabs. No, I think we're
Okay.
flying American.
Oh,
I think so.
I had a. Yeah, Americans. Have fun.
Oh, should I have flown Italiano?
I don't know. I'm just saying,
Airlines?
like, well, to be fair, all airlines are really shitty, so it's like you just pick the least shittier one.
Oh, that's good.
When I flew to Japan, I had a layover in Beijing before we flew into Tokyo. And we flew Air China. I'm not even lying. That was like the best airline I would ever been on. And people were saying like that Air China is like really shitty. But I was on this huge plane flying to Beijing. Like the rows had like 5 people in each row, and the plane was so quiet. I mean, to be fair, it was filled with like Chinese people, obviously, because we were going to Beijing. But the plane was so quiet for 15 hours. I had never been on a plane like that. But even the babies didn't cry. Like they also knew. They're like
Babies built different.
It's because Blabs was on the plane just putting chloroform around her.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
Come on, dude. This
them,
kid's 10 years old. You're getting on a 12-hour flight, and he's screaming his head off before even getting on the plane. What do you do? Like, let's be real.
You said he was autistic, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. So you plan ahead, man. Give him some allergy pills to knock him out.
You're here to hear first, everybody. Drug your children with Blabs.
Okay, what are you supposed to do?
Your
Like,
autistic
it's
children.
super inconsiderate of everyone else. You're stuck in a tin can in the sky for like 12 hours with like how many hundreds of people in there? Come on.
Yeah, I know.
Valid.
Listen, I get it. Spoken as somebody who has never been a parent, I understand what you're saying because I've been on both sides of this.
Why
for
are
sure.
you an autistic parent now? Is that what you're saying? I didn't know that.
No, I'm saying it's like when you look. I haven't had a 10-year-old autistic kid, but I have had a screaming child on a plane that's 2 years old, right?
Okay, that's different than a 10-year-old screaming words and bloody murder.
Screaming words and bloody murder. Well,
Yeah.
don't touch his ears, Blabs. That's the next thing. Just don't
touch
try
their
to take
ears.
his face.
Just give him a smartphone and he will be silenced forever.
Yeah, give him a tablet or something. Here, watch How to Train Your Dragon.
More good parenting tips from Blabs. Just throw the iPad in front of him. There you
Well,
go.
I wouldn't. I
It's
would.
not your it's not your kid. Just throw away a smartphone or hand or something. And it's fine.
You mean it's you sitting next to the kid? You just give him something that you not as his parent. You're saying
Throw
like
him
that.
Lego or a paper and a
A
pen or
Lego,
something.
yes. Bring a Lego set on the plane. Shake the box for all the bricks and everything. It'd be hilarious. Like, who wants to build a Lego with me?
That's right. I feel like Blabs, this is a great, this is what Blabs Zero Kids teaches and educates, Craig. That's right. This is like me celebrating Flaud's new upcoming fathership right over here. All right, we got to get to some great support. Blabs, how about you read some of this wonderful support while I get the next story queued up?
Okie dokie. Soul Silver for 5 says, Happy Memorial Day from Chinada. Or China. I can't believe you haven't done a cookie battle royale yet, Craig. I can't wait for oatmeal raisins to win and cause World War III. Mizuki for the cute Arnold VA. So that's 5 for Mizuki. Daniel for 5 says, what a chuckle, LOL.
Thank
Look
you.
up Arnold Schwarzenegger Japanese commercials.
Oh, those are great. Yes.
By the way, thanks. Did you get that 5 for Mizuki? Yeah. Okay, cool. Sorry. It wasn't showing. It's delayed on my end. Reese for 2 says, every time I hear enhanced games, I can't help but think of MSU1, MSUMD, and MESEN, which are modern enhancements of the SNES, Genesis, and NES games, respectively. Bringing
it back to video games. Let's go.
Deported Sicilian Gamer for 10 says, what about the Olympics of covering up Trump's involvement in the Epstein files? Who wins that? Pam Bondi, Trump's lawyers who moved Ghislaine Maxwell to a minimum security prison and gave her a puppy. I don't know anything about this.
What about...
I actually forgot about Pam Bondi.
Anyway, Dirt is King, that's his name and nothing else, says, didn't the male swim championship guy refuse to juice and still smoke the rest? I think the ability to train regularly did more there getting back on the saddle, but athletics is hard and pays poorly. Burton Bridges for 20 says, Pickle is cute and deserves sandwiches and pizza. 20 for Pickle. Lex for 10 says, this is for Mizuki to make a nice baru sandwich. Is that how you say that? Baru?
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah.
All right.
That has meat inside and cheese and salad and stuff.
I'm already sold.
Yep.
Meat, cheese, and salad? Let's go.
Yeah.
Brained for 2 says, I would watch Mutant Sports. Give them 2 more arms.
Let's go.
Commodore Fan for 2 says, I just wonder what the long-term side effects of taking the performance enhancers and weight loss shots are. Albus for 5 says, I've done several protocols over the years. You're mistaken TRT for HGH. I'm 39. I'm doing another protocol in a few months. It's a game changer. Protocols are safe after 25. Brain development.
You're right. I am speaking ignorantly when it comes to those things. That's how much I don't know about it.
Lex for 10 says, this is for Pickle and chicken cutlet sandwiches.
I like chicklin. Chicklin sandwiches.
Marmalin for 10 says, holy, Ian's gonna come slumber with this little show. My oh my, happy birthday, Phoenix, the Easter Bunny bitch. Much love to you all, Pickle and Mizuki. And I'm gonna add on happy birthday, Charisma, because it's her birthday today.
Yes.
Daniel for 2 says, annoying, snoring, just stick a stock in it. Hidekai for 5 says, you sure you just didn't fall asleep watching Kindergarten Cop on that flight, Pickle?
Yes.
Okay. Marlon for 10 says, Blabs. Hey, parents, your kid's retarded. Control him, you fucks. This flight is nuts. I am inconveniently, incredibly so. Lock that retard up in the cage so I can have an enjoyable flight. Yes, thank you.
I like that idea. I like
She
the
would
idea.
do that, yes.
Blab saying, can you put your kid in that cage?
Lovely idea.
Can you just put him in the overhead cavity?
Yeah, stick him in the overhead, but maybe he'll like it because it's nice and dark and secure. You never know.
Nice small space.
Safety zone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eric for 10 says, make sure you go to Olive Garden when you're there, Craig, for Blab. So, yeah.
True Italian.
Anyway, I went to
food.
Olive Garden last night. Shit was ass.
I know,
It was
man.
ass.
This is why I like Pickle.
So bad.
Sorry, you can't appreciate high quality Italian food.
Anyway,
How you
Reason
call-
One says, Craig, you being gone for 10 days, will we get a return of the Blabs intro music? What is
It's
that?
Blab's week. No, Blab's week. Remember? It's
Oh,
Blab's week.
yeah. We don't even have that on StreamYard, so that's a no. I don't know where that is. I don't even know where that file is anymore. Well, I never had it in the first place, so that's a Craig decision there. Miner for 1 says, I forgot the show was on today. Hi, Pickle. I mean, it is a Monday.
Yeah, we're on all the time.
Paula for 5 says, can you get base catnip on side screwers? I want empanadas for lunch. Put this on Mizuki. That's 5 for Mizuki. I don't know what base to catnip is, but I will screenshot the name. Tinley for 5 says, Craig goes for 10 days while Blabs and Phoenix get this channel banned till he comes back for the Fox. Thank you very much. That is
Look forward to
5 for Mizuki. Guess who had 2 thumbs and finally passed his airline transport pilot meteorology exam? This guy. Well, congratulations. Yeah.
Very nice.
Ryan for 5 says, send that veggie to see the Hat Man. And
Ooh.
then Daniel says,
That
someone sends
Benadryl?
Craig a message by spiking his lasagna with pineapple on the plane right to Italy. And then we got to play some boobies right here. Boop. Because Winterfell came in with $100. This is first time listener, long time super chatter. Just wishing you all a happy Memorial Day. Honor our warriors if this goes on for the showdown. Put it towards the opposite of what Blabs wants. Amen. Wait, I'm so confused. First time listener,
Oh my
long time
God.
super. He's been super chatting for years. How is it his first time listening?
He just
Winterfell's
likes
just-
being in the chat. That's what he
Yes.
likes to do. He just hangs in the
Winterfell's
chat.
the best. Winterfell, you are the best. Good to
Thank
see
you,
All
brother.
right. Well, thank you very much. The opposite of what Blabs wants. I had no stake in it. So, see, guys, I said steak because it's sandwiches and stuff.
Yummy.
Well, I'll tell you what. How about we put it on whichever is behind right now? So, Phoenix,
Yeah.
let's get an update right now of where we're at in this battle, the sandwich maker battle.
All
Winterfell,
right.
thank you again, buddy.
So
Uh-oh.
it is 110 for Pickle, but wait a second. And it is now $124.99 for Mizuki.
Ooh, Pickle.
Oh, make it to us,
Getting
fam.
close.
Get wrecked. All right. Well, I know that you're very, very upset, Pickle, right now that you're
Oh
behind.
man, I'm so angry. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I can tell you look really upset. So we'll try to just control your anger here as we do our best to.
Yeah,
Show
our
the
lives are
reels.
in stake here.
Calm down, Pickle. Wow.
Fuck.
You're here. We need you down here.
Oh.
Wow.
By the way, Tenarian says with 10 says my missed donation wasn't through Streamlabs, so you won't find it here. By the way, I appreciate you leaving the Las Vegas stream open on Plus so we can chat freely in that post. I know you didn't do it on purpose, which makes it even funnier. There's $10 for Mizuki right there from Tenarian. Yes, Tenarian, I'm sorry. I actually just closed that. Sorry about that. But maybe we could just make a post on Plus so you guys can just have a nice little chat room at all times. I think that'd be fun and be filled with all sorts of inappropriate gifs for sure. All right. Blabs has we're going to get to the Hasan Piker news here in just a second. But first, we do have some anniversaries we need to hit to today, which is why I'm going to call this segment Today in Yesteryear. Today.
Today in Yesterday.
Thank you, AI voice. We have several birthdays today, anniversaries, starting with, as the resident Lord of the Rings expert, it's exciting to see happy 87th birthday to Sir Ian McKellen. Blabs, I know there's always some news about Sir Ian McKellen. You always want to put in the run sheet, and I always
as always.
I don't know. I just feel like there's always some sort of Ian McKellen story that you have in here. But now he's 87.
Can
That's
we call
worthy
him
of
the
talking about.
most famous Birdman? Bear?
Sure.
Most Beardman.
Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah, I'm
Gandalf is
sorry for
87.
my misspelling.
I guess the news is that Ian McKellen and I share the same birthday, so that's kind of newsworthy.
And with Melee K, look at that. You guys are all on the same birthday together.
Wow. Thank you.
Another noticeable birthday today. 49 years ago, Star Wars was released. The OG.
That's crazy.
49 years ago. We have a franchise that's almost 50
Dead.
years old. Yes, and is dead. Yes, but before we get to that, Return of the Jedi, released 43 years ago today.
Yeah,
So
one of the best Star Wars movies out there.
Not one of the best Star Wars movies ever. Tying it into the Star Wars fun. You all saw the news about Mandalorian Grogu?
What, flopping?
Well, I wouldn't call it a flop, but it's
It's not
a hit.
doing very well. This is what I heard about that. It's nothing really happens. There's no character growth. There's really no plot growth. Nothing really advances the series or anything like that.
Shocking.
But I heard yeah, right. But I heard like the music is at least decent. And Dave Filoni has a bunch of cameos in there. Like, way to go, Dave. Self-insert.
Mizuki, Pickle, do y'all have any interest in seeing the new Star Wars movie?
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't really kept up with all the stuff that Disney was doing with it, so not really. Like, I
I'm
like
kind of
it.
shocked.
For what? Like,
I'm shocked
new
that
one?
this didn't do better. I would have thought that. I'm actually really very proud of everybody, but yeah, I would have thought this would have been much better.
Yeah, I thought it was going to do better too.
Yeah.
Like, all the normies
Mizuki?
would go out and see it, but it seems not.
Mizuki, do you have any interest in seeing Mandalorian and Grogu?
I'm not like a fan of Star Wars. I watched one of the movies. I don't know the name. I think it's the oldest one. I think it's
original,
the
probably.
only one I watched because it's the one that we see up until today on TV here. The newer ones, all I know is that got a lot of wokeness inside, a lot of woke stuff inside, and people just, what I know, the fans watch it more for nostalgia, but even so, most of them didn't like it, the movie. This is what I know so far.
Well, yeah, the general thought is exactly what IGN says. It's mediocre. It's a 5 out of 10. And they came out just saying it's a movie, and it'll be forgotten about pretty quick for being the first Star Wars movie in 8-9 years, whatever it's been. It's very forgettable. So it's, to me, this is my thought when it comes to Mandalorian. It came out peak COVID time, right? So everybody watches it. It's got this little fun baby Yoda, which
Debatably.
becomes, well, for kids, they loved Baby Yoda.
A lot of adults love
you know.
it too. Apparently.
Yes. But it became a thing during the COVID years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then the second season and third season were released. I think a lot of people, I don't know the viewership, but my gut is they were like me. I watched the first season of Mandalorian. I thought it was fun. I really enjoyed it. Did not watch the second and third seasons of Mandalorian. But I think that they greenlit this movie based off the success and the trickle-down effect of something that happened during COVID. And ultimately, I just don't think it's translating as well. You're going to have your super hardcore Star Wars fans, which are going to go see the movie, which is, I think, what you saw this opening weekend. But for the most part, the love for Grogu and this cute little baby Yoda character, it's not there. You think about this. Kids who were in third grade when that movie came out, or when Mandalorian came out, they're now like freshmen in high school. So it's not cool to like Baby Yoda anymore as freshmen in high school. It's just kind of this thing that was there.
I felt like Yeah, like Baby Yoda, of course, is good for good for the kids and whatever, right? I actually feel like they were trying to pander to like millennials more with Baby Yoda rather than children. Like the whole Baby Yoda thing really struck me as like Disney adult, like millennial humor kind of thing. You know what I mean? And I'm not a fan of Disney adults like at all.
Right.
Personally, that's just me.
This is kind of interesting here. This person points out that while the critics, we talk about, see this all the time in video games, the critics not a big fan of it, but the audience, they're the ones who are liking it. So
Interesting.
9%. Yeah. So if ultimately it always comes back to the audience, but for the most part, critics are not super impressed with it. But we've seen critics not impressed with a lot of things that the audience very much loves. On a totally unrelated note to all this, Blabs wanted to share this video of George Lopez. I have not watched this.
Okay.
But this is 4 million views. What are we looking at here, Blabs?
It's fucking George Lopez in the year of 2026.
Wait, what?
Oh my God.
Oh,
It's George Lopez.
shut the fuck up. That's George Lopez.
Yeah.
It looks like a tan Albert Einstein.
He looks like a Neanderthal.
Racist, Blabs. Very racist.
I'm just gonna stop.
Dude, look at his hair and everything.
Let me
He
go
looks like
stop
a
the-
Neanderthal.
Can we
He
just
looks
stop the
so
video and
different.
just stop the video and just please wait for Blabs to apologize for that.
I'm not apologizing for shit.
Whoa!
Unbelievable, Blabs. Jeez.
Spicy.
Wow.
Unreal. So yes, George Lopez. I guess this is part of a show. This is
Yeah,
what show
that's
is this?
it's some show that they always do that for their guests whenever they go on. Like right before, was it like Kelly Clarkson or some shit? I can't remember.
I don't know. What a beating.
He looks
Like, what an
terrible. Like
ass-
honestly, if he just got like controlled his hair and his facial hair, he'd be a lot better looking. But he just looks like a wild.
So
I don't know.
different.
He looks like a wild animal.
I want to cut his hair. You're right. I do want to cut his hair.
Yeah, it looks terrible.
Blabs, I understand
give
he's
him a
Mexican, but you
sick
can't call
haircut.
him a wild animal.
Why not?
Wow.
Just saying.
Look at his hair, dude. It makes him look like a freaking shaggy dog. No.
Well, would you say that about Albert Einstein as well?
Yeah, I think he's crazy hair too. I want to braid it or something.
I do not recognize him. I mean, the name is familiar, but I don't remember this person, his prime time.
Well, let me show you
I
what
would like
George
to
Lopez
compare
looked
if you
like.
had
Yes.
the image.
And I would love to do that. You know what it is? It's not necessarily the hair for me. It's the crazy goatee. Here's some pictures of George Lopez here for you. You can see this is what he looked like in his younger years, right here. And
Now look at
He's
how he
on-
looks in those glasses. He looks great there. That's a great picture.
yeah. And now he just looks like a Looney Tune here. No, he's fairly clean cut. Decided to let it go. I guess he's reached that point to where there you go.
He
That's
took
not a good
Elsa's
picture.
song to like heart, let it go. He's like, got it, you got it, girl.
I think that's how most people think of George Lopez, just based off he had the George Lopez show, and now he looks like Doc Brown from Back to the Future.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's
like
definitely
Mexican
quite the
Doc
change.
Brown.
What were you saying, Mizuki? I'm sorry.
That's definitely quite the change, really.
Yeah.
Isn't
Yeah.
it right?
He let it go, man. He let it go. Well, yes. Now we can think about him constantly going down a hallway, staring at random things, looking off to the side. That's
Much like Blabs right now, just staring
yes,
off into
just
the.
staring
Dude,
off into
I don't know.
oblivion.
My thing, I'm literally looking at the camera. This is me looking right at the camera, my guys, and I'm looking off into the distance. Maybe I got Hercules in my head. I can go the distance, Like, what are we doing?
Blabs, reset your camera.
I tried. I don't know how to do it. And also, I think it's really funny when I take a drink of water. Watch.
Just slow. You look like that. You look like that 10-year-old kid on the plane. Just like slow.
It makes me laugh.
It's the simple things about you, Blaz. which I
Yeah.
love. All right. Holy crap. All right, well, let's get to some supers before we pull up the Hasan Piker story, please.
Okie dokies. See, look at that. I'm really looking at my monitor. Now I'm looking out the window. Daniel for 5 says, Pickle, don't go Nancy Kerrigan, the innocent fox. If you know, you know. Oh, dear. Tanya versus Nancy. Anyway. Your boy for 5 says, VTuber Blabs is pretty cool, but real life Blabs is even cooler. Vote goes to Pickle. Thank you. High Voltage for 5 says, Craig, if you go on Timcast, would you go on Pop Culture Crisis as well? I'm sure Brett would love to have you back on.
Would love to do that. Absolutely.
Sir Missile Monkey for 5 says, Mando flying the Razor Crest instead of his souped up N1 Naboo starfighter. I dismissed the movie off that detail. Also, remnants of fans. Mizuki. That's 5 for Mizuki. Minor for 1 says, George isn't funny, and I agree with Phoenix. He's a racist, or as I fall, you pinch puto. I'm not sure what that was, but thank you. Ruffalo for 1 says, why George Lopez trying to look like Charles Manson in his last years? And then Ram says, pointing Sigourney Weaver in Star Wars is a desperation move, and Grogu is the worst character since Jar Jar. Give this to Mizuki and her tails.
Thank you.
That's 5 there. All right, and we're caught up for now.
Okay. All right. Let's get to this the big story over the weekend. Saw this from Fox News. Federal officials have served subpoena to Marxist political influencer Hasan Piker and Code Pink co-founder Susan Medea Benjamin as part of the wider investigation into whether U.S. organizations and leaders violated U.S. laws and sanctions in supporting Cuba's communist regime right here. This is a very big deal here. Now, I think it's very, very important to let everybody know Hasan Piker has not been charged with anything. A subpoena, what they're looking to do is to find out and investigate and learn if anything illegal did happen.
Man.
And they just want to ask. They want to know. So that's what the subpoena is for. So actually, before we get to Pickle and Mizuki on this, and we're getting to a lot here, I want to hear your thoughts on this, Phoenix. I'm very curious to hear your thoughts on this.
Well, yeah, because it's very exciting, the prospect of it. But I think a lot of people are jumping to massive conclusions where they're already saying he's going to jail. Fuck around and find out. Like, really, this could be amounting to nothing. I think the only encouraging thing is that I'm happy to see that we're at least looking into it. You know, that side of the aisle, especially him, is at least being looked at, investigated, stuff like that, because obviously he seems extraordinarily shady in all the things that he's doing. So it's encouraging, and let's see what happens. Is, I guess, my wait and see.
Mizuki, Pickle?
I mean, kind of in the same boat there.
Mizuki?
Go Pickle. Go Pickle.
Well, that was basically it. Like, I didn't hear about this situation from the weekend until, like, I haven't really been online much this weekend, until I saw it on the run sheet this morning. So I was like, this could be a whole lot of nothing, or it could be, you know, something substantial. But I think people, again, like Phoenix was saying, are jumping to conclusions pretty quick, which it's okay to speculate. It's okay, but
Mizuki?
I think definitely, my opinion is like everyone's here. Like, I just saw headlines, but I'm so used to always see nothing burger happen with Hasan Piker, and I just know that that's what's gonna happen again. But even so, I think that everything new that happens around him is still something more to add up to the pile. And one day, I still believe that one day everything will be made a collective or of stuff about him, and will serve to punish him by all the things that he done up until now. Because he's a definitely shady guy involved in a lot of stuff that I probably don't want to mention here.
He seems to be on edge in a lot of his videos. I don't know if that's shtick, but he does seem visibly shaken.
Yeah,
in some of his
we're
videos,
gonna take a look at that. And I think, you know, the one thing that I've seen online is people go, well, you know, if you're free speech, you should not be for this. But I think what people don't understand is this is not, based off of the information that we have, this is not about anything that he said. This is about something that he did. right? And talking about specifically going to Cuba. They're not saying you shouldn't say these things. They're saying we need to learn about your trip to Cuba because we're not in alignment with what's going on down there. So if you went down there to cause trouble or to conspire against the United States, well, then we have an issue here. And he can go on Twitch and say whatever he wants, but that's not what this is apparently about.
Well, and as far as his speech, though, I mean, he has leaned pretty heavy into the death of people. He's kind of called for that from my understanding, several times.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
even his speech is in question.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I think I think that definitely Hasan will still surprise us a lot more in the future, because I definitely think that there is very shades and big people behind this guy. I cannot stop thinking about that. And I think in the future we will know about this stuff.
Well, that's why they're subpoenaing. They want to just learn about what's going on with this. But Phoenix, to your point, he does. This is him talking about this. He's usually fairly brash and arrogant in his streams. F this, whatever. Some of the things that he said. This does not look like the same dude.
Is not great. Okay, I mean it's bullshit, but still not great that they're after your boy. They're up my ass. And I'll obviously get into it right now. I'll tell you all about it, but let me blast off real quick. We will free you, brother. Yeah, free me. Free me. Free me. I can't believe I'm saying that, but
Free Kaya.
Right. I think he's.
But I'm about to be seemingly made an example of. Is not
good.
I
don't have any sympathy really
I hope
for this
so.
guy. I mean, honestly, like the shit he says, it's like he's one of like the prime examples in my mind, at least. And this might be, I don't know if it's going to sound harsh or not, but when you have a platform as an influencer and everything, I mean, if you're a radical individual, obviously you're gonna, you can use your platform, however you want to use it, but like the shit you say online and the shit you preach and everything, it can have consequences. And the kind of community you foster, like there's a fine line between like a gap between like a kind of abuse of power almost in the influence you can have versus what should actually be appropriate for that kind of space. Does that make sense? I don't know.
Well, I think you can just boil it down to like, don't call for the
death
and the blood of
Yep.
That's what it is, at least for me, from my understanding, that's what he was saying and stuff like that. And it didn't seem like a joke, at least to me. And that's pretty horrific stuff. And when you've seen so much political violence aimed towards one side and you're seeing this individual seem to stoke those fires a little bit. To me, this is the right guy to be subpoenaed. And let's hope for the best. I am expecting fuck all from it, but at least hopefully they'll get some momentum and inspire them to check out others as well.
Well, remember this guy calling for a violent revolution.
Yep.
He's talking about people, blood in the streets.
Yes, blood in the streets.
Right. But once again, it needs to continue to be prefaced here. This should have nothing to do with what he said,
correct,
but his actions of going to Cuba. This is not a free speech thing. It's not about you either like free speech or you don't. This has everything to do with him potentially aiding and more or less enemy of the United States. Someone who let's see when most people think Hasan, there's always everyone's foil, and the foil of Hasan Piker is Asmongold, right? So I'm curious to see how he reacted to this. I have actually not watched this yet at all.
This is a person who's built their entire career on bullshitting. You constantly misinterpret people. You constantly make up lies about people. All the time you do that. And so now, finally, maybe this is happening to you. Shouldn't have done it.
They're after your boy. They're up my ass.
Yeah.
And I'll obviously get into it right now, but let me blast off real quick.
Blast off.
We will free you, brother. Yeah, free me. Free me. Free me.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm saying that.
He's not happy about this. Is Jesus Christ.
The news is not great. Okay?
Man.
I mean, it's bullshit.
He wants to be a martyr. See, most people want to be martyrs until they're about to be martyrs.
That's actually very interesting. You know, the idea of they want to be the one that everyone looks at until it's that
I was
time.
I was thinking the exact same thing. I like the thought process crossed my mind is like, God, this guy wants to be such a fucking martyr, and then but not really, I guess, right? Until
So
you're actually looked at,
Let's go and finish this. Then I want to play this out here real quick.
right?
And then
Free me. I can't believe I'm saying that.
it's a reason why they're doing an investigation. Because if they thought that if they thought that he deserved jail time, they wouldn't have done a subpoena. They would have arrested him. They would have charged him with something. So they don't know that. That's why they're doing a subpoena to look into it and investigate it to figure out what's true and what's not. So I don't think that anybody should draw conclusions.
I think that's very fair. I think that's fair. Okay, let's play this out though. Let's just hypothetically play this out. Let's say he gets subpoenaed. They find something worth investigating. In that investigation, they find out that he has done something that violates the law or something there. And Hasan Piker does get sent to jail, right? Does that immediately make him, it's like, does that elevate his position in that corner of the world where he's, you know, you're just making an example of this guy and blah, 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 blah. And does that elevate him and ultimately give his voice more validity to these psychos?
I mean, that could be a very slippery slope and go one way or another, but given his fan base and, you know, the people that follow him around, even in like the streaming sphere for clout, like I could see it very easily becoming a split situation. But with a lot of
it's just
people
my
probably
guess.
backing him.
It's just a
Mizuki?
question. But could this be just a political thing? Like, maybe they're just doing this nothing burger. Like, it looks for me like a nothing burger at least. Just for political reasons to vote and gain votes or take someone's votes or etc.
Sure. It absolutely could be political. It could be 100%. Wouldn't throw it past any administration ever. But I do think there's some validity to it. And a lot of people, you know, they say, well, when this was happening, you know, due to streaming from the hotel and totally glazing the government and glazing, oh, people are out. Remember, there people are just outside partying. They're so resilient here in Cuba. It's just like it's a beach vibe. And then Nick Shirley goes down there and people are like, I fucking hate it here. You know, like please end my life. I can't get bread. So it's crazy. You know, speaking of like the fans of Hasan Piker, this is something I wanted to tweet about this weekend. I mentioned I was in Vegas. In Vegas, there's a giant group of people from all over the world. And I'm there with some of the guys from Rumble. And we are talking to I know that I've outgrown Vegas because the people in Vegas that were there this weekend, it was just a very young crowd. This is college kids celebrating college being over, right? So we are speaking with these two 21, 22-ish year old girls, right? And I say girls, not women, for a reason. Because we were talking about Rumble, and they immediately go, ew, right? And I said, well, what do you watch? They go, well, I watch Hasan. And I said, tell me about Hasan. Like, what do you like about Hasan? And it was interesting to hear their thoughts. They said they liked him because he is well-spoken, he dresses nice, and he's handsome, right?
Oh,
and
okay.
and he speaks with compassion. That was their words, not mine. And I said, well, what about like his dog and Kaya and stuff? And they immediately were like, he didn't have a shot collar. I don't even know what shot, whatever, you know. They immediately like jumped to the defense of him and stuff. And what I learned from my conversation with them, I probably talked to this one girl for probably 10 minutes. And I was just trying to learn about the thought process of somebody who sits there and watches Hasan Piker. And I say this with no snark at all.
They were retarded.
She was one of the dumbest people I've ever met in my entire life.
Bingo. Perfect.
While still thinking she was one of the smartest people on earth.
Retards eat paper and think they're eating a very snooty meal. They're retarded for a reason. Yeah.
You are not wrong.
I know.
She was dumb as rocks, but thought she was so smart. And
that's
it was
one of the
amazing.
tactics that side does. I've been saying this forever, is they make you feel brilliant, and the other side are these Neanderthal, racist, angry, vicious, gun-toting people, and they just keep prepping. Like think of take Colbert, and there it is. It's this snooty, we're superior, we're brilliant. They're these ivermectin taking idiots, backwards folk. And meanwhile, the people that they listen to will contradict themselves in the exact same sentence, or even what he is wearing is a contradiction to his message. And they'll say he's well-spoken and he's this, and this, because they're retarded. Clinically, scientifically, medically retarded.
Here in my
Go ahead,
country,
Mizuki.
here in my country, we have actual data about this. I don't remember where it is now, but people often talk over and over in videos here about this. The more educated a person gets, the more to right the person goes. And the less educated they are, more to the left they goes. It's like that here. I don't know if it's the same US, but here it's definitely like this.
It would be probably reversed here because, at least I can only speak on behalf of here, the left owns the educational cultural institutions here. Right wing, you'd see more kind of the plumber, things like that. And over there you have blue collar rather. And then over there you have all of the scholars and all the made up jobs that they take. So probably here would be quote unquote more educated. I would put heavy quotation marks around the word
that's
education.
I specify here because I'm aware when we think about, for example, the educated person in US is usually the white woman that has graduated in three different degrees, and it's usually something like that, and they are usually feminist and lefties, commies,
I would say universally what you would find is that people on the right, I would take the word education away, but they are definitely more open to ideas. They're more open to debate. They're more open to hearing the difference of opinions and working that out. And the other side is there is just the doctrine. There's just this thing that we follow. And any kind of deviation from that, you are excluded from that club. So they're very hive mind on the left, I would say.
Well, when you look at somebody like Hasan Piker, the response to this, I mean, you talk about the violent nature of this. This was, I guess, him when he was talking about the Tim Scott here.
If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott. The reason why I'm saying if you cared about Medicare or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott is...
So he said that. Well, Rick Scott responded here saying, good, Hasan Piker and Code Peak went to Cuba, stayed in 5-star hotels, cozied up with thugs in the communist regime, and completely ignored the innocent political prisoners being starved and tortured. They should be thoroughly investigated and held accountable for any laws broken in doing so, right here. So people have pointed out, I guess Rick Scott was associated with some Medicare scamming or something. I don't know enough about that, but it's just interesting to see the response to this here. People are flipping out. Who's this guy? Secular Talk, Kyle Kulinski, I guess. This is kind of the response. The idea of I brought humanitarian aid to Cuba. Like that's the general thought. He's just bringing medicine and stuff right here. Tectone responded. They have subpoenaed Hasan. He's 500% effed. The legendary series may be coming to an end. Truly a massive day for the unemployed.
No, that's jumping way too much into fantasy.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I mean, I like where Tectone's going, but I don't believe that to be true.
The question is, who made the call? And I think we all truly know the answer to this. It was Kai. Kai's been there the entire time witnessing this.
Poor Kyle, man.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God he had an FBI phone right next to him the whole time.
The entire time. Yeah, it's great. We also have this meme here. We have Hasan zapping Hasan's dog, and then ignore that. And then, of course, we have this famous him reading the book while on his way to Cuba over here. How to pretend to be communist while being filthy rich. The handbook for the rest of us over here. So I guess the question is... Yeah, go ahead.
What? Sorry. No, I said nothing.
Oh, okay. I said nothing. So what do you, like, realistic, what do you guys think is going to come of this? Phoenix, what do you think is going to come of this, man?
I gotta say that I trust that this time around they probably have something here. I am hoping they realize that by subpoenaing him for nothing, like if this is a real nothing burger, that looks bad, and it really helps the narrative of that this is a witch hunt of anyone on the left or different things like that. So that I'm assuming that means they may have something here, and that this hopefully may begin kind of a boulder rolling. I'm hoping. I am cautiously optimistic on this.
Yeah,
I
but
agree with
what
you.
they do with Nick Shirley is okay, right?
Well, when you say, what do you mean by that?
I don't remember now. Because I have a lot of confusions about states and cities in US, but a lot of them are trying to prohibit the Nick Shirley go places and talk about the frauds and everything, and they are doing laws about it and stuff
Right.
like that, and that's okay. No one sees a problem with that. But no, okay. If it's Hasan, everything is a drama. It's prohibited. Yeah.
Yeah, Phoenix, I do agree with you. Like if they're gonna go in, they're gonna investigate him, and they do want to make an example of him, they need to have something on him, right? Otherwise, oh look at this administration, they're just going after him, and that's where he does become the martyr, and that's where people say, well, look at that, and then they go, well, you just created another 1,000 Hasan Pikers, and
then Hasan can say how right he was, and then now he really, because he essentially challenged that machine, and he can say he won or he was vindicated, and then move with that. So I'm really hoping that they got something here. It leads me to believe they do.
What if he ends up in jail?
Well, I think the best punishment would be for him not to be an American, because I've always thought he's just a very smart capitalist. If he goes to jail, right now on that side of the aisle, it's pretty dangerous. I mean, the love for Mangione there that they have. So this is another good-looking guy that the women love and guys look up to, and essentially, they're actually in the audience's minds. These are people taking action. They're seeing a problem and they're taking action, and that's a scary thing for a group of angry people to emulate. And when you have that hive mind who seems to be increasingly more violent, you're seeing this everywhere. There isn't a single day that goes by, if you're paying attention, we're not seeing more political violence from that side. It scares me what that could inspire.
We saw somebody shooting outside of the White House this weekend.
Yep.
So
exactly.
That,
we're getting numb to it to the point we're not even like that. Imagine, Craig, like back in the day, any president just think about any of them. God forbid that someone took a shot at like Clinton or something. That would be everywhere. We'd be like, oh my God, as a country would be, this is horrible. No, he's getting shot at so often now that
Double standards.
It's scary. So it does scare me. It does make me nervous if he were to go to prison, what that's going to be. But that said, that doesn't mean you don't. It is time to start. We need to start dishing out consequences if they are guilty.
Our last president was stabbed.
Your last president was
stabbed in campaign.
Ooh.
Did they die?
No, survived.
Oh wow,
Oh, that's good.
I'm curious what the
On the
potential
guts.
yikes. What the potential jail sentence could be in a situation like this.
I think it would be pretty long. I don't think it's a 2 years. It depends on what it is, but if it's like a traitor kind of idea, like, again, I don't understand. I'm a little ignorant to this. So, but if it is some kind of traitor, then you can go anywhere from like 10, 20 years to sometimes like.
Yeah, we could.
Depending on what it is.
I mean, he could also have like a bond. Like there potentially he could like pay bond and not even have to go to jail too. Like depending on the severity.
Just depends what
I'm pretty
it is.
sure. Yeah, it depends on what it is.
My guess is it's 5 years, 2 to 5.
All right. So according to Grok, violations of U.S.-Cuba sanctions, primarily under the Cuban Assets Control Regulation, the potential criminal penalties include up to 10 years in prison per violation, along with significant fines. Criminal penalties up to 10 years per count, plus fines up to $1 million for corporations or $250,000 for individuals per violation. Be interested to see if he is labeled as an individual or a corporation because of a business.
Yeah, because of having a business for streaming.
Yep.
Yeah.
Civil penalties, often the more common outcome. These can reach tens of thousands to $90,000 plus per transaction, or twice the value of the transaction, whichever is greater. No jail time for civil cases. So that says, context for this case, this is currently an administrative subpoena request of information focused on potential unauthorized travel-related transaction, hotel stays, financial dealings, or contacts with Cuban government entities. No charges have been filed. And I think it's very, to your point, talking about Tectone's tweet, right? Nothing's been filed here.
Right. Yeah. This is jumping.
Right.
Like we've seen a million people subpoenaed. We've seen the people of Twitter at the time, Facebook. We've seen a million different things, and really nothing comes much about it. They're usually just gleaning for information. They're trying to get as much information as possible.
But if nothing does come from this, you get the same situation where Piker goes, "They tried to come for me and they found nothing," and then it's it comes back to the he becomes a martyr.
Well, it'd be interesting if he were to go to jail. I bet you whoever the next candidate's going to be, I guarantee they're extreme. One of the big things they're going to say is they're going to go on their platform is they're going to pardon Hasan. It's a guarantee. And then that's weird because you're trying to pardon a commie, and that's just a weird candidate.
Yeah, and I think that's interesting, man, because you're dealing with somebody who was aiding a foreign government that you don't agree with. I mean, there's so much there. It's so much there. Crazy. Well, we will certainly follow this as more information comes out. But obviously, we'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Let us know in the comments and chat what you think is going to happen. All right, Blabs, fire away. I want to talk about candy that's going to make you go poo poo.
Hooray! Another fan for once is Blabs once she drinks water. Is this the real life? Common fan for 2 says George Lopez can go stuff it up his ass. He pissed Donald Trump's Hollywood Walk of Fame a star and flipped him off. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the George Lopez. Ruffalo for once. Also, this is my last rank. Go to Mizuki. So that's 1 for Mizuki. We can't keep track of previous super chats, guys, with the specifics. So you have to mention each super where it goes to. But then we got a big 50 over here. Hang on, we do that. And we get rid of that for a second. Hate to play the realist, but it's unlikely that Hasan will get the justice everyone believes he'll get. Here he's a millionaire jingoist that spouts bullshit which is protected under the 1A. Fine, maybe. Jail unlikely. He'll walk in the end. Sad but true. Thank you, Ryo, for the 50.
Spectacular.
Odin for 5 says, someone keep blabs away from the Latin-based languages. 5 for the pink woman. That's 5 for Pickle. Professor John, remember for 6 months. Even if nothing happens, it's extremely funny. J-Ham gifted 5 memberships over on Rumble. Thank you. If you
Let's
got
go.
one from J-Ham, say thank you. Bye, Mizuki. Just dipped. Gold Soul for 10 says, I know YouTuber Pegasus covered that stuff and jumped the gun on the assumption of this. Both on the Legendary series should be evidence against Hasan. Also get Clancy too, for fuck's sakes.
Hey, J-Ham, thank you again. That's really generous. The 5 gifted Rumble premiums. That's spectacular. Thank you very much for that.
Eustace, 5 for communism control. Actor 1954, Theo Hassan in jail, please. Thank you. Professor comes back and says he looks like a kid who snuck into his dad's wardrobe and is wearing his suit. Spencer says, I think if there's talk of any criminal charges in the future, Hasan is going to squeal on whatever he needs to avoid real consequences.
I agree.
Unrelated topic in Turkey. First cousin marriage is frequent, causing a genetic condition, tiny head syndrome known as microcephaly? Micro something? Causing a smaller head and smaller brain, mostly affecting Turkish boys. Totally unrelated topic. Totally unrelated.
Well, with that said, I am going to be stopping in Turkey while I'm there, and I will definitely look at the size of
Hasan's head.
I was going to say, this is a very bizarre thing to say, but I will look at the size of boys' heads to see if they're small.
Oh, my.
And everyone's just staring at yours as this, like, godlike head.
Wow.
He's a big head, Craig.
You have such a big head. That's their accent, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's exactly what they sound like in Turkey. Thank you for that.
You have such a big head.
Hippie Tree Hugger for 5 says Hasan did something wrong and went to jail. Would there be people willing to break him out through violent means? This for Pickle. So that's 5 for Pickle.
Yes.
Derek gifted 1 sub over on Kick. Thank you very much, Derek.
Let's go, Derek.
Wiz for 10 says, one of my favorite quotes I saw over the weekend is that Marxists are the flat earthers of economics. Pickle for that banger on Jackbox. All right, that's 10 for Pickle. Disaffected Scientist says, this isn't new, Craig. 20 years ago, midwits glazed Jon Stewart and Colbert. They were convinced those minstrels we balanced, I warned, was ignored. I question the intelligence of those educated ones.
Yep.
Diz says, they may have something on Hasan, but I think they want to get him to flip on organizers and others he worked with. Pickle for the win. That's 5 for Pickle.
Smart. That's smart.
Rolando says, I should mention there's a clip from a bit before the trip where Hasan died. Mentioned that the Cuban government contacted him. Oh no! Thank you for the 5. Daniel for 5 says, don't forget Reagan and Roosevelt both survived attempts against them, but the consequences need to come down fast upon the unhinged. Hasan Subpoenaed leads to the liberation of Cuba. Mizuki, that's 2 for Mizuki. And then Kennedy for 1 says, it's always the hot and or well-spoken ones you have to be careful listening to. Been a lesson taught in churches since the Jonestown Massacre. This goes to Pickle. That's 1 for Pickle. We are caught up for now.
Let's get a quick update from Phoenix as far as where we're at. Phoenix.
It is 141 for Pickle and 147.99 for Mizuki.
We've got ourselves an intense sandwich maker battle right here, separated by an... You can't even buy a sandwich for $6.99.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
True.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you, as we're getting there, Pickle. Do you have anything you'd like to say to help drive home the idea of being the superior sandwich maker?
I'm never going to make you a sandwich if I don't win.
Oh my.
No, that's horrible. Mizuki?
Oh, yeah.
Nate is the best.
Yeah, you know what? True.
Meat truly is the best. Meat is the best. Well, let's finish with a little bit of fun before we get to today in gaming history. By the way, you can help with the meat bread combo with your super chats, direct donations, Rumble rants. We're gonna see how this finishes up, but okay, let's talk about candy. I love candy.
Me too.
I love candy. Candy's the best, except
Are
for
you
the
sure?
kind. Yeah. Is this somebody farting? It sounded like somebody was farting. Maybe
My
you were
bad.
having.
Yeah, I got
maybe
very
you were-
excited.
Maybe you were having some of this candy here, Phoenix, from Trader Joe's. Have you seen this right here?
I have
Look at
not,
this.
but I can't wait to. Let's see. Laxative
A new
worms?
candy at Trader Joe's means of course it's going in my cart and coming home with me. Sweet and sour gummy worms. Zero sugar.
Zero
14
sugar
grams of
candy?
fiber.
Why are you eating candy?
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what
Don't
this
piss me off.
actually kind of makes sense. Like if you're keto minded, the
I
way they
bet.
override sugar is you increase the fiber, and then they're going to use like sugar alcohol. So this makes sense that it's going to cause
That's
some
gonna make you shit.
ass
Yeah.
explosions. Yeah, yeah.
Let's see what happens.
50% of your daily intake. I was spending quite a while on the toilet. Smells like strawberry jello. And maybe a little bit of pineapple. Let's give her a whirl. Oh shoot. They're definitely tart. But she gets points for that. Is it super sour? No. The red side.
Is this what being a food influencer is?
I hate this so
2026?
much.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Tastes like strawberry. The lighter yellowish kind of side. Tropical, fruit punch, pineapple. I feel like they're not as chewy as regular gummy worms. These are more like soft. But dang, I can get addicted to these. But be careful. Otherwise, you will be married to the toilet. Married to the toilet. Oh, I do have to keep track of how many of these I've eaten. Actually, I better stop. I think I'm on like 3 or 4. I know the serving size is 8, but
I want to let you know the only reason why we're going to finish watching this is because I really just want to see her get up and run to the toilet.
Yeah.
I bet she will. Do you think she will?
No, I don't.
You don't think she
But
will?
Here's the problem with the internet.
Quirky
Another
enough.
episode of Gummies from Hell.
Maybe that's how they should be marketed. Gummies from hell, right? Finish a whole bag and poop out, leave your ring of fire in the toilet.
Hell yeah, dog.
There you go. Let's see what happens here with the end of this.
50% of your daily fiber intake. Hopefully I've had other fiber today.
Can we just talk about the absolute low-hanging fruit of including farts in your
It's
content?
making me
I mean,
cringe so bad.
why would you have any fart sound effects in any sort of show like that, Phoenix? Like, why would we even do that?
I don't know.
Oh, sorry, unbelievable.
That was my bad. I had a worm. Sorry about that.
All right, let's see how this plays out.
Married to the toilet. I had oatmeal. So these are good, but potentially dangerous. They could really do you dirty.
I've not been this bloated in so long. I only had like 5 earlier today.
But dang, I
so
get
yeah,
a
Bloated as hell.
That is an unfortunate body. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
What the fuck?
So anyway, you
boy.
can get them at Trader Joe's, but apparently they have to issue you a warning when you buy them saying that they cause you to shit more.
Seriously?
Are we sure
Like-
this isn't like a laxative for children and she just went to town on them?
No, it's a Trader Joe's candy. It's in the
all right.
article and everything.
Yeah, better change the marketing strategy for this and just call laxant and like a more comfortable way of eating laxant.
I like how chat's like a rainbow explosion.
Rainbow explosion.
That is
Phoenix is gonna go order them
got
right now.
fire.
He's like 0 sugar, hell yeah!
Boy, howdy. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
I'm
like
gonna be on the
candy.
can tomorrow. I'll just put the green screen behind me so you'll never know.
Yeah, I don't
there.
personally like
Reading the
candy, so
magazine.
that kind of sounds scary to me.
Oh yeah, you're not a big fan of candy?
No, I'm not.
Oh,
If I
that's a
buy a
damn shame.
piece of candy, I'll have like one bite and then I'll give it to whoever I'm with because that one bite
Yeah,
was
I
enough.
prefer salt stuff too.
But are
I
you
like
a fan
chocolate.
of laxatives? That's the big question. Are you a fan of
I'm
laxatives?
not a huge fan of shitting myself. No, I gotta
Oh.
say I'm not big on that.
Well, shoot.
I'll move it.
I don't think I was
If you-
sold.
If you move to Los Angeles, you can just become homeless and poop your pants over there quite frequently.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Yeah.
For free.
You can get
I
money
could do
for
that here too if I really
Doodle.
tried.
It's a good point. I would love to. I would actually love to just be the guy handing out Trader Joe's gummies to all the homeless people.
Oh,
That's
man.
terrible, Craig.
That's so
Oh
mean.
my
Like they're having such a
God.
bad time already, and now you're gonna make them shit themselves.
Like if I'm Spencer
Don't
Pratt,
forget
that's
that
what
they
I'm
don't
doing.
have a
Shit, man.
chance to
Yeah,
take
let's-
showers.
If I'm Spencer Pratt, I'm going to the corner and I'm handing out these Trader Joe's gummies to all the homeless people, and I'm going, look at the problem we have here. Everybody's pooping their pants here in LA.
Yep.
You okay, Blabs?
Yeah, sorry, I had a little crick in my neck, and then I guess my avatar just froze. Oh, it's funny.
I love that idea. So that'd be a pretty dirty situation here. He buys up all the Trader Joe's gummies and just starts handing them out to instead of crack, he's handing out gummy worms.
Yeah, give them to the fence
feeding the
leaners in
community.
Philadelphia on
It's
Kensington
some
Avenue.
Gotham City do shit right there.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. All right. Well,
Anyway.
listen, I know you guys come to our show for gummy worm humor, so I'm glad you're here. Once again, if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button if you love gummy worm potty humor. There's a lot of that on this show, once every little bit. Once again, our goal for the end of the year, 200,000 subs over here on YouTube, 100,000 over on Rumble. We would love for you guys to join us if you haven't yet. I was told by our social media guy that I need to start bringing that up more during the show because there's people who haven't seen us and they're watching. So hello. All right. Let's go and move on to Today in Gaming History. But before we do, Phoenix, let's get one last check because at the end of Today in Gaming History, that is when the Superior Sandwich Maker contest will end.
Yeah, everyone's on the edge of their seats. It is $141 for Pickle and $147.99 for Mizuki.
All right, I'm very excited to see where this goes. Once we finish up Today in Gaming History, that is where we're going to tally up here. But Blaz, while I get before we get to Today in Gaming History, why don't you read a few supers for us, please? She's muted. She doesn't realize
You're
she's
muted.
I was muted. Oh, no. Anyway, okay, we have a 50 right here that I got to read off that just came in over on Rumble. Game Under Series for $50 says Happy Memorial Day. To Pickle and Blabs, would you like to be a VTuber summonings for the Asmongold Kirsche JRPG? Mizuki, you sing in Portuguese. I'm writing the lyrics for the ending theme. Money on Mizuki. That's 50 for Mizuki. I finally got asked this question after a whole year. Yes, I'd like to. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pickle says yes too. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Tin Lee for 2 says, you know what else is a laxative? Taco Bell. Mizuki, that's 2 for Mizuki.
I love Taco Bell. You keep that name out of your mouth.
I'm trying to think in a Portuguese music to sing, but I cannot think at any.
Grugar for 5 says, most dangerous thing is an overly educated black woman. Eustace for 5 says, more snad blood for Mizuki.
Okay.
All right, that's 5
Thank
for
you very
Mizuki.
much, Eustace.
Gary for 10 says, I like both, but this one goes out to Mizuki for playing Vagrant Story, a game from my childhood on stream. That is 10 for Mizuki.
Oh, I love
Vagrant?
this game.
Vagrant?
Yeah, Vagrant Story.
Vagrant?
It's a
Story?
PS1 game.
Okay.
Yeah, very
Roblox.
underrated game.
Daniel for 5 says, keep those treats away from Philly, and when she finally comes back, putting more on Mizuki. That's 5 for Mizuki.
I think there's been a big difference, a big change here, Phoenix.
Yep. You want to see it?
Yeah.
I do.
All right, here we go. It is $141 for Pickle, $219.99 for Mizuki. That'll teach you, Pickle, not to shit on the Klondaigle, America's favorite sandwich of choice. TM Phoenix McFury.
This whole thing started with Winterfell coming in with his massive 99.99 bomb, and here we are, as Mizuki has taken over the Superior Sandwich Making contest between Pickle and Mizuki. Unbelievable comeback.
That
right
was the
here.
best.
Another $2.50 just came in for from Video Game. It says Hamasanabe possibly going to jail and candy that makes you shit. LOL. As for the showdown, Blab's choice since she didn't completely suck at Tetris. Well, I'm gonna root for Pickle as the underdog right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Goes back.
That was
to
two,
what I
right?
think it was.
Yeah, it's
That
two.
was.
$2.50.
All right. Once Today in Gaming History is done, we will put a halt on all support, and maybe Pickle will come back, and maybe she won't, but we'll see. But now, friends, it's time for Blabs to disappoint everybody with Today in Video Game History.
Today in Gaming History with Flab.
Yeah, do it. Step on me, mommy. what's gonna
fart
happen
humor.
if I eat those candies?
It's
Anyway.
the fart humor, man. It's unbelievable. Too much.
Anyway, so today, everybody, May 25th, Shadow Squadron was released back in 1995. One of the greatest EI video games of all time, Harry Potter: The Prison of Azkaban, was released back in 2004, and then Thief: Deadly Shadows was released back in 2004 as well. Ta-da! Yeah.
Okay, not bad.
Thank you.
Some noticeable games that you missed today,
I didn't miss
Blabs, and
anything. It's fine.
Okay.
The end.
Okay. That's the end of the show, guys. Have a great rest of your day. No reason to do this segment at all, but but some games that you missed. King of the Monsters 2, The Next Thing, released in arcade.
Great marketing team over there.
I agree. World Heroes Perfect, released in 1995. World Heroes, a wonderful Street Fighter 2 clone, and by wonderful I mean a pretty much blatant Street Fighter 2 clone. We did mention the Harry Potter game right there.
How dare you just peruse right over that? That shit's great.
Uh-huh.
Anyway.
Street Fighter Alpha Anthology, released 20 years ago for the PlayStation 2, late in the PlayStation 2 life cycle here.
Mm-hmm.
Remember Blur released?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
Racing
this
game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was actually pretty fun, if memory serves correctly, for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 2. 16 years ago. Holy crap. UFC, it's fine. Friday the 13th. That's interesting.
The big game. Yeah.
That was a very big game. That was now they had to pull that game for licensing reasons, I believe. Isn't that correct?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. 9 years ago. Detroit Become Human.
David Cage. I'm the only guy that loves David Cage games, and this was quite a banger. Detroit Become Human. Are you familiar with this one, Craig? This is like basically just a lot of like tech simulation.
Yes, I do. I very much vividly remember Detroit Become Human. Almost a decade old now. Jeez Louise. Let's see. Alone in the Dark for PC. 3 years ago.
Okay, but that's the new one. Okay.
And Proto Droid Delta released.
My list was great. See?
I'm so happy that you put a 32X game on there. That makes me so happy.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I did it for you.
Thank you.
Way to go, Blabs. You're the best.
I'm the ultra best around.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that's good. Let's get a final tally here, Blabs. I believe we are. Yeah, we're done.
We're caught up.
We don't have. Yes, we are. Oh, hold on. No, we're not. Oh, yes, we are, because we have Derek gifting that sub over on Kick, which we appreciate greatly. Thank you very much, Derek. All right, let's finally lock down a winner here on the Superior Sandwich Maker Contest. Phoenix, if you would, please do the honors.
Well, this was not a surprise because Mizuki embraced the Klondaigle, even though she didn't know what the hell we were talking about. But she embraced it because $143.50 for Pickle, a Klondaigle denier, and $219.99 for a Klondaigle champion. So that means the winner is, in fact, Mizuki.
Accepting on behalf of Mizuki as the Superior Sandwich Maker is Pickle.
Why me? Is she gone?
You have to give her praise.
Oh. You're the best. You're the best, dude. And I agree with you. Salty and meat sandwiches, those are best.
All right.
Salty food is the best.
Yeah.
Butter wins.
Excellent. And now we know Pickle sucks at making sandwiches.
Nuh-uh.
Oh.
Nuh-uh.
Well, no, I mean it's been voted on.
I'm not as good as Mizuki.
You just needed to say adorable things like "I like meat," and that would have worked for you, Pick.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not good at all that.
Well, if somebody could please clip Phoenix saying in an adorable voice that he likes meat, I'd appreciate that. Make sure
I
you get
love
that on
meat.
X.
You can also
Even
clip
better.
that as well.
Thank you. Yeah, please clip it. Yes, send it to the internet right there. Well, Mizuki.
Meat is healthy, though.
Meat is healthy. That's right. It is. Mizuki, do you have anything coming on you would like to promote?
Just my socials. Kick. It's all L Kitsune Mizuki. And Kick, Rumble, and no, Rumble. I think it's Mizuki only, and YouTube is also Kitsune Mizuki. And I try to stream almost every day, but it's kind of being difficult. And by the way, yes, I now have a Rumble. I'm using VPN to use Rumble because it's blocked in my country. And I just did a Rumble wallet, by the way. I don't know if you guys talked about it today because I got disconnected. But I saw that it wasn't the chart. So yeah, I made a Rumble wallet. So yeah,
heck yeah,
that's it too.
Well, yeah, we did. I didn't do a read for Rumble wallet today, but I will tomorrow. So I'm very excited for that. That's awesome. Thank you for that. And
Her links are down below, and so are Pickles, by the way, chat.
Yeah, Pickle, you got anything coming up?
I don't got anything big coming up. You can find me on Twitch and Kick, and we be chilling over there sometimes, a couple times a week.
All right, sounds good. All right, guys, we'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Time for my last show before I go on a little vacation to the other side of the world and become a true Italian. Looking forward to that. Bobs, who will be joining us tomorrow at 11?
We got Straub and Rev.
Uh-oh, you better show up, otherwise Straub is going to bust a cap in your ass.
You better not make her upset.
They are looking like gangsters.
They are. They are true VTuber gangsters. All right. Guys, have a great rest of your day. Hit the thumbs up button on your way out. If you're new, subscribe. And we'll see you guys bright and early when we're back again at 11 a.m. Central Time. Looking forward to a send-off of sorts for a little bit, allowing a little bit of R&R, a little rest and recoup, hopefully, and come back bright and refreshed. Because I've got to be honest, I'm very, very tired right now. Do I look tired? Because I feel like I look really freaking tired.
You actually look pretty tired. I'm not gonna lie.
I do. I feel tired. But I guess that's what happens when you fly overnight. Hey, have a great rest of your day. We'll see you guys tomorrow. And remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Fatality.
Bye-bye.
Oh, Phoenix, I appreciate the mic going down towards the anus right there.